I wanted to talk about this a couple of days ago, but I wanted to let more evidence or more stories come out about this whole ordeal. This whole Hunter Biden fiasco, right? About how there was so much evidence, and the Department of Justice knew about it. Even Bill Barr, the former head of the United States Attorney General, he knew all about the corruption that was going on with Hunter Biden and all the evidence and photos that was in his laptop pertaining to doing drugs, using government influence in order to make some plea deals with a certain person. I think Victor Shokin, I think his name was, and some Chinese deals, and whatnot. And the fact of the matter is that we know that this system is corrupt as hell. And people still want to put faith in this want to put faith in this certain demographic that the Constitution, that what Hunter Biden did, it was all against the Constitution. Like these people Hunter Biden needs to be facing jail time. But here's the thing. If you were smart and knew what would actually transpire when it pertains to the justice system, you know how corrupt this system is, and especially when it pertains to whether or not it's ran by Democrats or Republicans, you know that there's not going to be anybody that's going to hold any politician liable, because the government protects politicians. Regardless of what they do, they can commit mass murder and face 1 whole year in jail, or not even that at all. Even if it's the president's son, they would still do everything in their power to protect corrupt politicians, and people still put faith in this certain industry called the United States government, and thinking, if we just get the right people in office, then things would change. No. Regardless if it's Democrats or Republicans, the system is always gonna be corrupt. When they knew all about the freaking corruption that was going on in the Biden family and the freaking Hunter Biden and all that stuff, they know all the corruption that goes on with the freaking Clinton Foundation, and they still don't do anything, because the main purpose of the United States government is to protect the people in charge. Anybody else, they don't give a shit about. They really don't. If this was I remember I saw this one post on Instagram, right, where a lot of things that Kodak Black did that would seem similar to what Hunter Biden did, they was about to give freaking Kodak Black 14 years, while Hunter Biden gets let out scot-free. And now you got freaking Karine Jean-Pierre, Biden's White House press secretary, completely avoiding this whole ordeal. Hunter Biden, Merrick Garland. You really think Merrick Garland is going to freaking press charges on freaking Hunter Biden? No, he's not. He's not going to do anything of that sort. His main purpose in the job is to arrest Republicans. Democrats, they don't really care what a Democrat does, even if they're forging a whole bunch of data or deleting some personal emails, or doing some crony business practices with other dictatorial, leaders all across the world, right? Doesn't matter. People, especially people on the Republican side, the conservative side, they still put faith in this freaking system, thinking hey, if we just we get the right people in office, then there'll be some people who will be truly held accountable. And when the freaking Republicans was in charge during 2018, 2016, I think it was, nothing happened. They still let these people off scot-free. They just now are talking about freaking arresting Hunter Biden or impeaching Joe Biden, or making sure all these business practices that Joe Biden was doing, that he would not be able to run as president. The Democrats don't give a crap about playing fair. It's always the Republican side that want to play fair with the side that truly takes a dump all over the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights. They take a dump all over that. But once again, guys, Y'all putting faith in the system that completely hates you. And you really think that if you just put the right people in office, things would change here? The best option would be to make the federal government weaker. National divorce, secession, doesn't matter. Make the weaker, because there's no reason why the United States cannot work as a national states. There's no reason like we can't work together. They only tell you that because they want to protect the establishment. And you want to know what the establishment is? Protecting crony, corrupt politicians. You really think that these guys actually truly care? Y'all still vote for these mofos. But okay, so let me go ahead, guys, just show you this video. But even CNN themselves had to freaking come out and say, let's just watch this.
They say that their recommendation actually had the backing of some of the prosecutors who were working this case more closely. And so here's what Gary Shapley, who is the supervisor, the IRS supervisor, who came forward. This is what he says. I am alleging with evidence that the DOJ provided preferential treatment, slow-walked the investigation, did nothing to avoid obvious conflicts of interest in this investigation. Of course, this means that Congress is going to spend more time investigating what exactly happened behind the scenes at the Justice Department and at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware.
So right here, you see, like they got a lot of evidence against Hunter Biden right there. They still will not press charges. Why? Mainly the simple fact that he's a Democrat. If this is a Republican, you would have, and even the freaking progressive left, right? The freaking Young Turks and Son, the Nobbies and Bosches, they always be like, we want every politician being held accountable. These same mofos are out here protecting Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. But they always want to give you the blatant statement, we want every politician that's corrupt to be held accountable. But when it pertains to people on the Democrat side, they don't give a damn about.
Hey, Evan, one of the things yesterday is I was kind of following this throughout the course of the day. Some of the messages that were released, that were made public, or the allegations of certain messages, undoubtedly draw your eye and make you ask questions if you're not inside the investigation. What are these messages, and do you think that what the agents wanted, that there would be further investigation, is possible now?
Yeah, I think that's the major part of what their complaints are. Again, these are two agents who were very seasoned, and they've been following this investigation very closely for years. And they say they were not allowed to investigate very thoroughly some parts of the evidence that they say pointed fingers at the sitting president, Joe Biden. And here's what Shapley said in this. There's a 2017 message that is purported to come from Hunter Biden to a Chinese partner that he's trying to get to pay him. And so this is what it says. It says, I am sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment has not been fulfilled. He goes on to say that essentially he will hold a grudge against whoever is not paying. And then he ends it by saying, I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Now, the importance of that is that, Joe Biden has repeatedly said that, he's never talked business, his son's business issues with his son. And again, this is a message from 2017. Joe Biden was not president at the time. But the question is, where was this message and where was evidence like this thoroughly investigated by the FBI and the IRS?
Like I said, they're not going to do anything about it, right? Even though they got his laptop, they got all these messages, all these photos, Hunter Biden possessing an illegal firearm, Hunter Biden possessing drugs, Hunter Biden in a freaking or some kind of orgy, all this stuff, and doing some shady business practices with some people overseas, right? They have all this. The FBI has all this. But they refuse to prosecute because, once again, the main job is to protect the politicians, not to protect individuals. Like individuals such as me, such as you, other individuals that probably make six figures who are not politicians. They will arrest a millionaire hella quick. But change the politicians that literally have the power because people voted them to have the power, like tremendous amount of power to mess up their lives, they won't prosecute any of those guys unless it's for a political what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a political move to try to get one over on the opposite side of the party. But once again, people still put faith in this freaking organization called the United States government, thinking like everything is going to be drawn down the middle. No, that's never how it worked. Never. Yeah, people still protect this freaking industry called the United States government. They still protect this corporation called the United States government. Because apparently, to them, without the government, where would we be? A lot of places would be much more safer without the influence of the government getting us into wars. But people still want to protect this industry because they tell you to keep on protecting this industry. Democrats, Republicans, progressive left, doesn't matter which side it is. Besides the libertarians and the ANCAPs that say the best solution to weaken the government is national divorce and secession, which is the best option and the most safest option. Once again, people don't want to do that because they've been told and they've been groomed to think that without the government, everything would just go to hell. Guys, that's how authoritarianism works. That's how statism works. You got this authoritarian regime telling you that you need them because they have all the power and all the firepower to tell you otherwise. If you fuse them, they could just come in and just put a bullet in your head. But guys, that's all I got for this video right here, man. If you guys like the video, man, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. I'll see y'all next one. Peace.